Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to something that's not actually that important. I mean, in terms of, so the title is Why American Toilets Suck. I think this is more focused on public toilets and basically the doors. I mean, that's what I sort of take from it anyway, because I feel like the toilets, there's not going to be much difference, unless maybe the sewage system. But in terms of public toilets, basically just the height of the doors, for me, no thank you, man. I mean, I don't really like using public toilets anyway, but when you gotta go, you gotta go. So, and there's not very much privacy in public toilets either. So when you can get a little bit of privacy, aka the door doesn't doesn't show your entire legs, or like, I don't know, more than that even. It's not great, but I don't know. Maybe there's more to it. I mean, it's not actually, from what I'm taking, it's not a serious thing, but it's just a bit of a culture shock, really. But maybe there's more to it, and the actual toilets are different. But I don't know. We're going to check this out anyway. Hopefully, you're going to enjoy. Links are in the description to my Patreon, where you can see reactions that I can't post to YouTube. And let's check this out.
The toilet. Ubiquitous for all
So dramatic.
people who can afford to watch a video like this one in their free time. Taken at ass value, they seem simple, maybe even boring. But you couldn't be more wrong.
Okay.
Toilets. Did you notice if you traveled around the world how different they are?
And
True.
the differences in toilets.
The culture shock that I had when I went to Turkey, the toilets were so different. I mean, not in Turkey in general, but like the airport, like it's just a hole in the floor. It's not just a hole, like there's a whole system for it, but like you're sort of squatting. Like there's no seat to sit on, which probably is better, but I felt so weird doing it, so I didn't know what to do, so I just didn't go in the end. It was so like such a shock to me.
Reveal profound differences in culture. Europe and America are not the same, and neither are their toilets.
We could all learn from Japan with toilets. I feel like they are top echelon, top tier of the toilet category. Yeah, I'm gonna let it run through now.
We spend a crap ton of time on the toilet,
I do.
but we spend even more time on our careers. This is your life in weeks if you're lucky enough to turn 80 years old. And this is the amount of time you'll spend working. 80,000 hours. It's also the name of today's sponsor,
Oh.
a non-profit that wants to help
Get money, secure the bag, but yeah. Well,
increasing time is up to you. Humans consume food in order to collect nutrients, vital substances necessary for the human's ability to survive, grow,
this is about toilets.
and reproduce. But humans do not absorb all their food, so waste they produce. As a solution, humans have made hardware that can dispose of waste more efficiently than themselves. And like a lot of technology, we produce different answers for the same problem. The solution for many Americans and Europeans is the flush toilet. An advanced machine commands water to direct waste towards a desired end, usually made up of a strong ceramic bowl. The principles behind all flush toilets, simple, but the differences between them, profound.
I was just laughing. This just seems like such a dramatic video for toilets, man. I didn't know we were going to get this whole backstory to them.
In mainland Europe, the washdown toilet is more common, clearly taking inspiration from the older pole chain toilet. Although it was invented in England, it is often referred to as the French model because it became widely adopted there.
Okay.
Clean water from the tank pours directly into the bowl, pushing waste out. But in the US and the United Kingdom, you'll find the siphonic toilet. An S-shaped trapway creates a siphon that produces a vacuum, which pulls waste out. American toilets literally suck.
Damn.
Reflecting American per capita water use, American siphonic toilets use more water than European wash-down toilets.
Wait, so American and British? Because he said we have the same toilets. What? So I've got the same problem as this then?
The vacuum mechanism requires a constant, minimal level of water. But since the European washdown toilet doesn't use a vacuum, it doesn't require a minimal level of water. This allows Europeans to equip their toilets with a dual flush, one integrated system for lighter loads,
Yeah.
and the other
Yeah. I mean, I usually just use one when I have a wee, and then the other smaller one for the wees, pretty much.
for heavier.
I thought this is just a normal thing for toilets, though. Isn't that not how most toilets are now?
The siphon mechanism also creates a higher tendency to clog. An S-shaped trapway is harder to maneuver than an R-shaped one. But have no fear, because the flushing power of a siphonic toilet can be increased by engineering a compression tank into the ceramic frame.
Damn.
Institutions that run into a much higher risk for clogs need a clog-free guaranteed flush. Now, some may think that a pressure tank is a bit overkill, because it kind of is, especially considering a clog-free alternative already existing in the European washdown toilet. But the washdown toilet isn't perfect. Reflecting European pretentiousness and the love for the smell of their own excrement, washdown toilets have a tendency to produce a worse odor. The siphonic toilet's additional water use means waste is practically always covered, insulating unpleasant smells. It also self-cleans better during every flush. But the washdown toilet becomes even more controversial when you're willing to venture into some old Dutch and German homes. There, you can still sometimes have the honor of sitting on the wash-out toilet, a different
The honor. It's so over the top.
iteration of the wash-down toilet. An inspection shelf has been placed into the toilet frame.
The German toilets, the old type, now they are
But those ones, that's when you leave the skids, like, the skids are there like crazy, right?
disappearing, but you still find them. It's the opposite.
Because, like, you're... Actually, no, this is... I don't know. I think I'm talking up my ass, to be honest. I don't really know. I don't even know which toilet I have to this point. I'm getting confused with them. I'm getting mixed up. I'm just looking at this, and this seems like there's a lot more space here to, you know, not hit here when you're going.
The hole is in front. France, the hole
But that seems better. Although it's splashback, it just makes it less chance to make a mess.
of the toilet bowl is in the back. Anglo-Saxon world, United States, you get, you know, the toilet bowl which is full of water.
Okay, that is wild. So that is wild, actually. I mean, I don't know how... Is this just how all US toilets are? The water's up that high? The splashback, man. That's crazy.
So that
According to Zizek, Hegel was one of the first to introduce the idea of a European trinity, embodied by German reflective thoroughness, French revolutionary hastiness, and English moderate pragmatism.
and my God, it did strike me, isn't this the key? In France, revolutionary approach. Hole for the sheet in the back, it should quickly be liquidated, like a kind of a guillotine. Anglo-Saxon, pragmatic, let it float, let's be rational. German, metaphysics and poetry. You observe it, you think, and so on.
But it goes even deeper. In 2016, the United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union, a nation's controversial decision to move closer to the Anglosphere. But Brexit was a surprise to no one who understood bathrooms.
What?
Although France and Germany may sometimes have different toilets, they can both be found in the same European stalls. The UK, on the other hand, has always served in a precarious position, divided between both America and Europe.
Okay.
It shares a toilet with the US, but no matter how hard they try to avoid it, British toilets are still found in European stalls. The standard American partition has around 30 centimeters of space between stall and ground, but the European partition,
Yeah, I ain't a fan of that, man.
actually called the European style partition by American partition companies, usually reaches the floor.
I get it's for safety reasons and stuff, right? I do understand it because honestly, it makes it more like that you can help someone or whatever. I think it is for safety, right? Or like if say someone faints or something happens, someone can help them, right? I assume it's for that anyway.
This is weird, because there's a pretty lasting stereotype that Americans are more prudish than the average European. If you're less comfortable with being naked, the more private the stall, obviously, the better.
Yeah.
So there had to be a deeper reason. According to one of the largest bathroom partition and restroom stall distributors in the United States, American stalls have always had a gap at the bottom and the top, meaning you can see someone's feet when a stall is occupied. This is a big issue for Europeans because they're used to enclosed stalls. At first glance, this may appear like a complete win for the European.
I mean, you don't really have like in gyms, like my gym that I go to, you don't have a stall like this though. It's like in between. It's like the US one and this one, so it's like the gap will be like here. So there's not much of a gap. There's a little gap. You don't often see toilets like this, to be honest. Unless maybe it's in like a restaurant or something.
Stall. But there's a reason why American stalls have this gap installed.
Yeah, there we go. Emergency.
Bad writing. The company goes on to have this gap installed. Fucking bad writing. The company goes on to explain that the stalls are primarily designed for emergency service workers to access
Stopped at the right time. It stopped panning up to the person in the toilet at the right time.
cubicles when someone is distressed. But this problem can easily be solved by the European-style partition by having master keys and even slight gaps. Surely there must be another reason why the American-style partition is so popular and widespread. So we dug even deeper. The American stall encourages people to do their business and avoid hanging around, which can benefit employers looking to enhance workers' productivity. And that's the answer. Americans log some of the longest work hours among industrialized nations, especially when compared with Europeans. The bathrooms are not designed to maximize the most convenient, pleasant bathroom experience, but to maximize raw output.
Crazy. Maybe there's a psychological thing to it then. You're in one of these, you don't want to be in there for long. You want to be in and out like that. Makes sense, to be fair. But at the same time, in a public toilet, you're not going to want to be sitting in there for ages anyway. Even if it's got doors blocking off and stuff. I don't think you're going to be sitting there for half an hour just on your phone. You're still going to want to be out there relatively quick. But I can sort of see that. Don't know if it actually does anything, but...
America and Europe are not the same, and neither are their toilets.
Well, the UK seems to just be a mesh of both. The ability to create such an interesting video out of something so seemingly banal, never seen that word before, as toilets is a testament to your skill as a creator. I thought this was a bit of like not a spoof, but like he was sort of joking and like being over the top serious on purpose. Brexit was a surprise to no one who understood bathrooms. As a UK native, I've never encountered a siphonic toilet. I've never seen... That's the one with the water high, right? Yeah, neither have I. This is quite literally a giant, well-executed and very informative shitpost. I had a smile on my face the whole video, mostly because it was so seriously spoken. Bro, this was something else. But you know what? You got to make content out of whatever you can, and it was quite interesting, to be fair, and funny at the same time. I hopefully you enjoyed, and let me know your experience with toilets. The worst toilet you've ever had for you, because for me, again, it was the one in Turkey. Just because I'm not used to it. Again, I think it's probably a healthy way to have toilets, right? Because you're sitting out, you're getting it all out as quick as possible. But it's just a culture shock, to be honest. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, and yeah, until next time, peace.